Hello traders, Caroline Alexan here, graduate student of the Grok Trade Mentoring Program. It is Tuesday, August 16th of 2011, and we are looking at our Q's pretty chart. We're looking at our daily chart as we always do, so hope y'all are ready to do some technical analysis here with me, so let's get started. Check this out, look what I see here on our chart today, a beautiful doji. A beautiful doji at resistance. That is what I see here. And we are, either way, starting to form a lower swing high on our daily chart, or we are starting to form a high base formation on our daily chart at the high of that low up leg that we've had here. So either way, either one could be happening. So we are again, either way, starting to form a lower swing high before we drop again, or we are putting on a high base formation, and then from then on we'll have to wait for a breakout because high base formations are more bullish than bearish. So we could have that here forming, but before we call it a high base, I would like to see at least one more candlestick trading inside that trading range that we have here between the high of yesterday, which was at the 54.36, and we missed that high by little pennies in here today. We never made it all the way back up there. We never made a new high today. We missed it a little tiny bit. So, and of course, between the high of yesterday and the low of today, which was at the 53.18. And what else do I see here on this chart is that low area of support that you see here in purple was acting as a significant area of support here today. So we got really close to it and we found a really nice and stable area of support, and we bounced right off of it, continuing higher. So we are in an indecision mode at this point in time, forming that low doji. So that's what we have here. And what else do I see here is that we are still staying above the 8 moving average, which is sitting at the 52.90 mark. So we are still above it, and it's acting as a pretty nice area of support as well. So what we need to pay really close attention to tomorrow is the high of today, which was at the 54.35, as well as the high of yesterday, which was at the 54.36 mark. So put a little trend line right here over the high of yesterday, which was at the 54.36, and watch it closely, really closely, to see if we're able to break through the high of 54.36 and then close above it. And if we ever do that, then we could be trying to push it all the way up to that next area of resistance, which we talked about yesterday, which is the 55.30 mark. And then the next big one, where you see this blue thick trend line right here, is just another area of resistance, which is at the 55.85 mark. And then the next major area of resistance on our way up would be where these two guys in here are. So these are the two moving averages, the 50-day moving average, which is here in dark red, and then the one right below it, which is the 200-day moving average, and there are significant areas of resistance, and the 200 is sitting at the 56.14 mark. So pay close attention to that as we go through the day tomorrow. And the other thing that you need to pay close attention to is the low of today, which was at the 53.18 mark. And as long as we stay in that tight trading range between the high of yesterday and the low of today, we would be forming a high base. So pay close attention to that and keep an eye on it. But if we ever break back down through the low of today, which was at the 53.18, as well as through the 8 moving average, which is at the 52.90 mark, and then if we close below it, we could be dropping big time once we enter into a bearish territory again, once we break through the 8 moving average and we enter into the other side of the trade. So that could be dangerous. So pay close attention to, again, the low of today, the 53.18, as well as the 8 moving average, which is right here, the 52.90. And then if we ever break through it and then close below it, you could head all the way down to that next area of support on our way down here, the 51.40 mark, and then the next big one would be right here, the 50.53 mark, and then the low of August 9th, which was at the 49.93. So put your low areas of support right here on your chart so you can see them when the time comes and the time is right, so you can better see them and pay close attention to them. So that's all I see here on our chart. And check this out. Look at the MACD. The MACD is kind of slowing down a little bit as I see here. It's just slowing down a little bit. It's still in the bearish territory according to the zero line. We are still below the zero line. We are, pointing higher. We're getting closer and closer to the zero line, but we are still below it, which means that we are in a bearish territory, but it's slowing down a little bit. So we could have that high base put on our chart here if the MACD stays flat. So that is typical. But the other thing that I see here is the volume. See how small it is? It's still below the average. It's not really impressive. And I don't really like the volume, as I said yesterday. And I did not really like it. And I don't like it today. So keep an eye on the volume to see if we're going to get any spikes in volume on major moves up or down, and that would be a nice confirmation, as well as pay close attention to the MACD to see if it's confirming anything that's happening on the chart. So that's really important. That's what you need to pay close attention to. That's what you need to watch and look for. All right, so safe trading, guys, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.